What's up YouTube, Barcode here, bringing you another Heir of Light video. This video is my monthly progression episode 2 video, which I progress every single month, obviously, but I'm going to show you my progression personally, okay? I know I talked about in the last video a lot of different things, so I'll kind of elaborate on what those were, okay? World map. I am cleared every single world map. I'm working on sanctuaries. The only one that I have cleared right now is fire, completely 100%. The hard part is not for fire, but because it's fire Anku, right? I'm on different areas and I'm stuck on the sanctuaries for forest and water, okay? And those are the really fire, forest, and water are the three easier sanctuaries to do. However, with this water, the last stage, I'm stuck on the last stage because it's water Anku, which is a tank and not a damage dealer. So my Charlotte currently cannot one-shot Anku. And the problem with that is that the tower will AoE my Charlotte down and kill her over time, okay? And that's kind of a problem, but I am working on that, okay? Nature, I am stuck on like a nature rem, and and I need a more fire based team, and I have fire Enoch now, so I'm working on that, which I'll talk about here in a minute. Dark and light is just a lot harder for me. I don't think I've actually pushed. Oh yeah, no, the tower kills me on light Spiegel too, so I just need to work up my characters, get them transcended more, and get some just other characters in general to clear the world map, okay? So that's where I am on the world map. Let's talk about servants now. My last monthly progression, my Charlotte was level 68. Now it is level 70, okay? And I have her on Beast Eruption. She has 226 speed. I run her with Fire Spiegel, so I'm not worried too much about speed. I can get that off in the second global cooldown. I can get her third skill off, the Ignore Defense. I did get the Avatar, as you can see, and it does help with tanks that have that passive. The damage is, the majority of it is on the fourth hit, but there's enough damage on the first, second, and third to break that passive down, okay? And the passive I mean is ones like Fire Hide or Fire Spiegel, where they can only take in one single hit 20 or 30% of max HP. So having a 4 skill hit here instead of a 1 skill default hit is a lot better. Now, Fire Hide, I have up to level 66. I awakened him one more time just to get that extra piece of gear because speed is important. Currently, I am working on Fire Enoch, and that is going to be probably my next character showcase. I just need 2 more Fire Enochs. I just have horrible RNG and cannot pull in 2 more Fire Enochs to transcend him. I don't want to farm the shards for it because eventually I'm just going to pull it, but that's what I'm doing. So, as you can see, a lot of different characters have been transcended since my last video, and I am currently doing that because I am working on my awakening teams, which I will talk about in a second. My next couple goals, besides working on awakening teams, is I'm building every single Enoch. I talked about in my last video that I'm working on focusing mainly on nat 4s, and why is that? Because it's harder, and I'm very small minnow. I don't pay really anything besides auto repeat pack. So I'm working on nat 4s mainly, with an exception of if I get a dupe nat 5, then I will focus on that. However, I am mainly focusing on nat 4s. Every single Enoch is good, and I have every single Enoch. I have light, I have dark, which I have some dupes of. I think just 1 or 2 dupes now. No, just one. So I'm working on that. Light and dark is obviously harder to get. However, I plan on working on water Enoch soon. It's another HP based damage dealer, which I want to see how well they work out in world bosses. Okay, world bosses whose I can use nature and water Enochs, specifically in water dungeon. I just want to see, because I do have water Lucian at level 64, right? and she does hit for about 5 to 6 million on her ultimate at level 64, and this is with no slab, with no 8 slot gear for more crit damage, and it's only on one set of Havoc, which I want to put her on 2 sets of Havoc eventually, but I need to farm the Awakening dungeons, okay? But that is a long-term goal. Right now, what I'm trying to do is work on all my teams for floor 12 Awakening dungeons. For DPS, ranged, and tanks, you need 15,000 CP on all of them. For healers and support, you need 13,000. So what I am doing is I do have all my melee characters, my team done. I have that team done, okay? I have a surplus of melee characters. I could probably have 2 teams of it. But anyway, so it's Water Charlotte, Fire Enoch, Water Hyde, and then I usually use Fire Carmilla. And I could use like Usher, but I don't need to. So that is typically what I am doing right now. My melee team for floor 12 is done. Whenever that's, I think it's the light dungeon, I can farm floor 11, floor 12 just fine. Right now I am working on my tank team, which I have Fire Hyde good, Fire Usher I have a ton of. I summoned a ton of them and fused a ton of them, so I might as well just get that up to the 15,000 CP mark. I have Ishmael, which is already done, and then Water Anku I will have done at the end of the event, so because I'll be able to transcend him one more time, so I'll be able to do floor 12 for the tanks. Okay, for the ranged, I have a huge problem to work on. All I have is Fire Lara. I could easily upgrade this. See, 14.9, it's just a couple points off, right? I just level this piece of gear up to plus 15. I could probably do it at plus 13 because it's so close in CP, but this is what you can do in order to maximize CP amounts, okay? And I'm going to talk about CP here in a second, because what I want to talk about is light and dark characters. Just at 6-star, level 60, second awakening, because light and dark have better base stats, you can get to at least the healer and support 13,000 CP rating very easily. Okay, this is taking forever to hit 15, so what I'm going to do is just see if, yep, so she's at 15,000, so I have one ranged damage dealer ready to go for floor 12. Okay, I have, there's a lot of things that I can do better, right? Get better gear, 6-star gear in every single slot to raise the CP, awaken one more time, and maybe transcend one more time, and Fire Lara will be there. Dark Lucian is very close, just awaken one more time. Obviously can't get a dupe, but if I awaken one more time, I get another piece of gear, plus 15 all this gear, and even turn them into 6-star gear, those top pieces, and she will be fine. But then after that, that is my problem, right? I have Light Lara, and I'll probably end up doing Forest Lido, but that's my problem. Like I ranged characters, I lack them. So no, I have 3 there, but it could be, I'll probably do Light Lara just because it's a light character. It's going to be higher CP. Okay, it's probably going to be better. I don't really have anything that I could do. I could do Nature Isabel because I need another defense-based damage dealer for theory crafting, but that's just something I could do. If I had some more Fire Enochs, I would obviously do Fire Enoch. I mean, not Enoch, Anku, that's what I meant. But that is what I'm working on. Now, for healers and supports, all you need is 13,000. It's very easy to do, okay? And I'm almost there, right? I have Nat 5s. I need to awaken them one more time, get some better gear on them. Once I awaken it, get the neck piece here, right? And then plus 15 all this gear, make sure it's 6-star gear. It'll be very easy to do, okay? I want to compare 2 things. One is this: level 60 support dark character. I hit the threshold already, and that's just having 6-star pieces of gear, all plus 15. Second Awakening, no Transcendence. Awesome. Now, if you look at, for example, a regular element, all 6-star pieces of gear, right? Let me see if I can see a support, or even here, you know, regular element, 10,000. But this is a healer, 6-star pieces of gear, Second Awakening, level 60, only 10,927. So even if you aren't using a specific like healer or support that is a Nat 5 dark or light character, try to at least do this so you can work on your floor 12 and get to that point. Okay. Another thing I want to talk about is that I am progressing on, that I'm working on tremendously, is potentials. Okay, so I have maxed out Water Charlotte's potentials. Now the thing here is I need to change these 3 potentials specifically. I do want to change some of these as well, but potentials are so huge, and I can do a whole video on potentials, which I will at some point in time. But what I really want to look for, especially for Water Charlotte, any ignore defense champion, you want increases defense, ignore, attack, accuracy rate in PvP. Why? Why do you need this? Because mid-game, end-game players are building for defense, ignore, resist when attacked in PvP. And this is huge. I've seen my, 1.7 million damage turn into 100,000. It's huge. You definitely want to work on that when work on potentials. And that's the thing is, to level these, it starts at level 1. You need level 20. To level them up, you need the things from World Battle, the potential enhance eyes, the tiger eyes, or whatever you want to call them, right? You need those to level them up to the level 20. It also takes a ton of gold to do that. Okay, let me see if I have an example here, which I probably don't. Okay, so I'm going to use these rainbow stones on my Dark Lucian, okay? The first skill increases attack, right? Now, if you look at her CP, 13,563, okay? Say I unlock this, okay? Still the same CP, right? I'm just making a note. So look at here. See these potential enhanced stones? You're going to need a ton of these for all your characters, right? It costs, every time you level up, it's going to cost more gold and more gold. It's going to turn into a lot. And especially when you start changing them and spending gold on the changes to get the RNG of what you want in potentials, it's going to be huge. So that's why I talk about farming World Battle and the up and coming tower invasion as much as you can, because it's going to matter tremendously. Okay, so as you can see, it doesn't raise CP. Potentials do not raise CP, just so you know that. So if you're trying to work towards your floor 12 and you're like, oh well, I want to maybe raise their potential so that I can get them to their spot, don't focus on that. Okay, another thing is skill enhancing. So skill enhancing does not level up CP as well. I talked about that in my last video, I think, on a correction. No, 2 videos ago, maybe like that. But this is something that you want to do for progression, okay? But potentials are huge, okay? And they will help you a ton, but you have to do all the other things, daily, weekly, monthly routines, stuff like that, everything you can to get to this point, okay? So level 20, you max that out. Then you can, you can change them, but that's going to cost money too. But that it costs money, and it's going to be a lot. But let's go back into potentials of my main team. So I got Charlotte here. I talked about that. Also, Firehide, I put some potentials into his Transcendence, because what I want to do here is change this to one where it taunts right off the bat. That's what I want it to do, especially. I want to eventually awaken these as well, so I can get ignore defense resist, and abaddon tower, decrease damage, things like that. There's a lot of different potentials that a lot of people don't know about yet that will work towards your favor, and this can actually work towards specific servant building for specific things like tower evasion. Like, for example, I'm building water Anku for tower evasion, and I'm gonna build the crap out of them. I need more dupes, okay? And I'm gonna put specific potentials that I want on him, and the reason I'm building him really is because he has a heal over time as a tank, and that's what I want. Let's talk about PvP and other things, right? So being 9 months behind, I'm definitely behind on this scope of things. So I can always, like, for example, let's go into ranking, right? Okay, so last week, I'll just go into my character. When I start hitting above, like, if I start attacking people above rank 50, then I usually get destroyed, depending, okay? But like for last week, I was 185 because I dropped down. I get destroyed at the end. But the week before that, I was above 150 for PvP. For iPvP, my best record's 96. So I can do decent there, but I think a lot of people don't even like doing iPvP, but everybody should. I mean, everybody should do these things. Even if you're not good at it, the rewards are worth. I mean, if you can get a certain decent amount, if you can get over 200 and you're mid game and you're not doing this, then you're missing out on 500 carats and a light dark. I've hit this 51 to 100 rank 2 times now. 2 times. The second time was just barely, but 2 times. And you get 700 gems and 2 twilight summons, okay? And you still get gems by doing this. Even in a lower ranking, even in this lower ranking, you still get gems doing it. So try to get the highest you can. It's free rewards, right? PvP, right? Let's look at their rewards, right? You should be doing this all the time. If you can get top 100, awesome, you know? You get a twilight and some gems. You still get some gems here, depending on your league and your ranking, okay? Make sure to do them. It's important. There's also season rewards. Get your rewards in. Don't ignore it because you're not good at it. Or, I'm not saying you're not good at it. I'm saying your progression is not there yet. That's what I mean. Something to do, right? And that's what I do all the time. That's all the time I have today for this progression video. I will put out another one next month. Hopefully I will have all my floor 12 teams completed. That is my main goal within the next month, is to have all my floor 12 teams completed. I should have probably done this in the last month, but I was doing other things, obviously recording, streaming, working on characters to try to progress me quicker, farming fodder, fusing, combining, whatever the case, right? All those things is something that I was doing, and it kind of pushed me back. But this month is going to be specifically floor 12 focus. So hopefully by the next video in a month, you will see that. Check in the next video. Peace.